stuff, but I mean, what kind of you don't have much of a brain if you can only think of the word fuck.
Welcome to my life every day. You should hear some of the things, the way people talk, the way they form structured sentences, not even cussing, just normal communication. They just sound like fools when they talk. I wonder if Einstein went around thinking everybody's a bunch of dumb shits.
Probably so. I think that's
I'll
what I
try,
think.
boy.
When somebody actually says "fuck you, you fucking fuckers," I just laugh at them. I was like, "You serious? That's
It's the
just so
best you got.
funny."
It's the best you got. How
Yeah,
about
I'll
that?
try,
How about
boy. Sorry.
I should say to them instead when they say that to you? I got one for you. How about my father still loves me and respects me?
Yeah. At least it's, I mean, that's not
That's attacking them on
too
a different level.
smart, but
That's attacking
I'll
them on
try,
a
oh,
boy.
different
my friend, he just be like, if anyone get pissed, he like, he didn't study the dictionary, he just read it like a book. And so he'd just be using these crazy words, and we would just be like, what? Every time we don't know what a word was, we always go like, "Hey, Josh, what does this mean?" And
That's the way it's supposed to be. Kids are supposed to like have enough respect for their parents, or at least enough respect's the right word, but you know, like when they don't know a word, they ask their parents, "Hey, what does this word mean?" But a lot of kids nowadays, like, man, my parents are dumb shits. Why the fuck would I bother even asking them? you know?
it's kind of hard for me to ask my parents because one thing, my mom, English was her second language, and
Okay, that's
then
different.
I grew up mostly with my stepfather. The first time I asked him, "What does this word mean?" Because I was learning to read, and I was reading the subtitles and shit, and I didn't know what the fuck was. It said fuck, and I paused it, and I was like, "Fook, fuck," and when I was like, "What does fuck mean?" I just got slapped and beat the fuck out.
Wow, that's
Don't you
terrible. Yeah,
dare say that again. And I was like, what does it mean? I was just getting beaten up, and I was just, what does it mean? Why is this so wrong? I just wanted to know. And then later on.
I asked my mom when I was a kid what blowjob meant, and then she said to me, "Where did you hear that word?" And I was like, "Well, it's kids are at school. They see their girlfriend, does this, does a blowjob." And I was like, "Is it a dance? I mean, is it something they wear? Is it food? What is it?" And she said, "I'll tell you. Let me think about it a little bit, and I'll tell you later." And then my dad came in the room like later that night and said, "Did you ask your mother what a blowjob was?" I was like, "Yeah," and he was like, "Well, she wanted me to tell you. It's a sexual thing. Do you want to know? You want to know more about it?" And I said, "Ooh, it's a sexual thing. No, I don't want to know." I was like 11 or something. So once they just said it was a sexual thing, I just didn't even want to know. And I figured out, obviously later in life, somewhere around the age of 28, I figured out what it was.
At the age of 28, that's when you figured out what blowjob meant.
I like to
Okay.
I like to twist the truth around just a little bit, just to see if people are paying attention.
Yeah. I know I didn't
So,
I
what
was
is
like
it then?
I really didn't understand the word. I'm like I was like I heard it's like, "Oh, that kid was masturbating in the closet or something like that." You hear shit at school, and then it's like so I was like I didn't want to ask the kids because they're like, "Oh my God, you don't know what that means?" Because you know how. Yeah. So I was probably like in third grade, and I went up to the teacher and I was like, "What does masturbate mean?"
Just stay after class, I'll show you.
She
Oh,
actually she was like, "You know what? I'll let's I'll tell it how everybody is like." And she was actually like really cool because she was talking about like what everything was, and we were just like, "Ah, ew." And they were like, "Does it hurt?" And it's like, at first, but then it just starts feeling good, and we're just like, "Okay."
This might be a little too graphic, but I remember the first time I ever I was playing basketball with my guy friends in the neighborhood, and some older kid brought it up, was talking about it. It's like, "Yeah, you probably go home and jerk off." And like all of us, we looked at each other like, "What is that?" And I forget it. It was funny. Maybe that's too graphic. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, we're all adult here, I think.
Sometimes I wonder.
what's up with you, Terry Cole? Philip's not
Well,
here yet, though.
I'm a baby adult. Say meh,
Well,
Okay, go.
Sublade is a baby if she's ever in here.
Who?
Sublade.
Who's that?
Just, well, just remember the name if you see her.
I don't see her.
She's not in here now, which anonymous ads are all the time, though.
Oh. How old is she?
19.
She's the same age as me.
Very sheltered life. Nice girl. I mean, I even told her that to her face. She gets angry at me when I say that, but it's true. As a 19-year-old would get angry at something like that, you know? Proves my point.
Maybe she gets angry because she doesn't like you or she doesn't believe it, she doesn't believe you or whatever.
She doesn't have to
Or
believe me. I'm another human being, and that's my personal opinion. That's all, and she shouldn't have to take anything else out of it.
yeah, but when you say something, you want someone to say something that's genuine, not false.
Well, I'm glad that she doesn't think that she's lived a sheltered life. Maybe that, you know, that's a good thing. But from listening to the way she talks, I mean, again, she's 19, I'm 31, so my view could be a bit flawed. Maybe 19-year-olds are supposed to be like that, and my idea of 19-year-olds are probably a bit off. Who knows? But I know I will never have kids. I will never get married. I know that.
Okay. That has nothing to do with the fact that do you think that she's like that and whatever, but
Sure, it
okay.
does. My view of young people is a bit askew, maybe. For her opinion, you know, she believes she is a certain way, and that's her opinion. She has every right in the world to believe that about herself.
So you
I'm
can't
glad she
really
does.
view just a group of people as, you can't put all those beliefs into one thing because every person itself is, very different. They always think very different. So you can't really say all young people, my vision of young people are blah.
Well, you can make it. Do you like? Well, I mean, do you like certain fruits or certain vegetables? I mean, same concept, I guess. I mean, your experiences of what you found is this. This is my experience. I found I'm 31 years old. In the past 5 or 7 years of my life, I've started to notice a real difference between like 17-year-olds, 20-year-olds, 22-year-olds, and how they act and how they view their world. Especially through Skype, just listening to them talk. And a lot of them just feel this like this privileged, like not this privileged the right word, when young kids think that like everything is owed to them and they shouldn't have to do any effort or try to show people respect because they're just what's that word? I can't think of the fucking word. But I just see kids acting like just jerks to everybody. I've seen like they'll treat retarded people like trash. Or if somebody doesn't dress as cool as them, they'll think, "Oh, what a fucking loser who wears shirts
You
from
do
Kmart."
know I am the age of that you are talking about, right?
Of course, yeah.
You do know that. So you're saying I'm hearing I think that you are a person that is rude and just treats people like crap and they have no idea what's going on for them. She has no idea what she has to do to make it in her life and she feels that everybody should do everything else for her instead of I'm like,
hmm
wow, wow, how low you put me. I mean, you're talking about people in my group in general
Hey,
and then
there you
my
go.
age group and
Well, it is
come
like
on, man,
that.
you can't do
It
like that.
is.
You can't.
It is like that with you, though, Cherry Coke.
It is like what?
The way you just said, all the things you said. That's where you're at.
Okay.
There
Okay,
are good kids
what do
and
you
bad kids. The most ones I've
how,
seen are the bad ones.
how do you figure that I feel that I treat mentally disabled people like crap? How do you think do you think I mean seriously, have you seen me make fun of someone that has I mean, that's
How many 19-year-olds have you seen that have?